there are two places at the center. So Eden is not the same as the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is the Garden of Eden. So Eden is a
Yes.
separate place. So
Outside of
Eden
Eden.
is the very center. This is where I've been presenting, saying where the Polarians live. This is the semi-ethereal. This is the fifth dimension. Okay, so that's far away. So when I say I'm going to the Garden of Eden, I'm not going to Eden. I'm not yet there. We can't go there until we've gone through the garden. So again, like any game, there are levels to everything. We're here. The next level would be to go to the garden. The garden being the four islands around Eden.
The four continents around
The
Eden.
four continents. So those are the next dimension up from where we are. So we here are in the third dimension.
Sorry, I had to write this down. Continents.
And the third dimension, right? The next step is for us to go into the fourth dimension, which is
Food for information.
the Garden of Eden,
Yes.
right? And once we've done time in the Garden of Eden, those four continents, we will then move on to actual Eden.
How
which
many?
is a whole different place.
How many numbers are formed?
That's 5.
4 numbers are formed
Four.
though. So to create the new form, you have to go through 4 different realms.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And this is the fifth dimension. So you hear a lot of new age people talking about the fifth dimension. Oh, we're moving into the fifth dimension. Oh, these beings came from the fifth dimension. This is what they mean. This is the fifth dimension. It's not in some planet out in space.
No, of course.
Somewhere. It's just the ether. It's the ether den.
So the etherical beings.
The etheric, yeah, where the etherical beings live. What we call angels, Das avatars, Palladians.
Sort of tall whites, what people back in the 90s would say the tall whites, maybe.
No,
No?
the tall whites would be
Who
the
tall
Aryans.
whites?
So the tall
Okay.
whites are the Aryans. These are the
Okay, yeah.
beings.
Polarians.
Yeah. No, the Polarians are in Eden. That's the Polarians.
Yeah,
The tall whites are Aryans, which are in the Garden of Eden.
Okay,
The
yeah.
current Garden of Eden. Right?
And the Eden folk are the Polarians.
Polarians. That's it. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. So going back to this, we're talking about, Josh, you want to do this? Countries?
So I won't give too deep explanations on the words because we can find them out if we look them up ourselves. But so countries. Countries represents cunt trees. Cunt represents the mother trees. So we're existing upon the trees of the mother right now, and they're different countries. I like the word industry because well, I just like the word industry. In dust tree. When you get into the realms of industry, it only creates dust in the tree, or it's done in the tree or the dust. You said the word continent a minute ago, and it just reminded me of the con word and tenants. And you know, tenants are people that maybe rent a house out or living or abiding by
Borrowed time.
and it's a con. So we've been given the word continent ourselves, but as a spelling. I'm sure the
Telling you that it's not permanent.
yeah, the 4 realms here are not going to be called continents. They're going to be called a different word. But
Well, they are continents because
but
eventually.
to us,
Yeah. Oh, to us.
I mean, in the realms of spelling, it's basically
One
letting
second.
you know that you're not living where you should be.
Flat Dude, yeah, sorry, darling. You want to say something? Oh, he's muted now. Sorry, Flat Earth Dude. Carry on. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, it's just basically this word will tell you you're not living where you're supposed to subconsciously. Contenants, you're conned in the tenancy agreement. Okay, so where are we going with this one? The Aryans.
Right, let's talk about words. Sweden.
Okay.
So we all know about the Scandinavian countries. I'm sure you'll know these ones. Very close to the North Pole, to the Garden of Eden. So Sweden is code. It's a spelling trying to tell you where you are. When you're in Sweden, you're southwest of Eden. Right? The next one is, which one? Denmark. Right? What is a mark? It's a sign. Right? A mark is a sign. What did we say the den was? A den is home. When you say something is a den, it's your home. So we said Eden is the ethereal den. So Denmark would be sign of home or sign on the way home.
And the den is the for, form, ether,
Hmm.
and nth degree.
Yep.
So it's always there.
Yeah.
Skip a D there.
Yeah. So Denmark is a code for sign of the den. Another word is what's another one? Norway.
Norway, yeah, I was
North
thinking
way.
Norway.
Yep, that's it. So Norway, just telling you, North way.
Finland.
Okay. Another one is another Scandinavian country. Finland. Yeah.
Finnish.
What is Finn? End. Finnish.
Finn? They used
The
to
Finnish
the
people.
films, didn't they? It was just Finn.
And Finn.
Finn.
In a lot of languages. So Finland is just telling you this is where the land ends.
Greenland.
This is the end of the land. Greenland. What's green up north?
Iceland.
Aurora Borealis, maybe?
Yeah.
The land of green?
Maybe there is green.
Everyone thinks it's green grass. No, it's green air, green ether.
Yeah. Heart chakra.
Okay.
Earth, heart.
Getting a bit runny outy on this pen. So there's a couple of clues with the southern side of our disc. Australia and New Zealand. Do you want to just go through them?
Yep. So we go to the other end of the world. Right? We've got New Zealand. Okay. So what's new? New.
Tree.
Z, anyone who knows about etymology, Z is the letter for tree.
Or it's the sine wave going up, which is the creation of the tree as well. Right?
So New Zealand was named after the new tree land. That's exactly what it means. Etymology, like.
So going
On its
from
face.
for the last realms from before here, this land, we'll go into a bit more words of set, but we are hypothesizing that this was a trailer and it come into our land. Hence why Auckland in New Zealand, write that down, would probably been the land of the Orcs, and the Maoris are here, and they've basically left that tradition. Orcs being in the realm of Mars, if this New Zealand was a new tree land in the movement of the shifting of the continents, this could have trailed into our realm. Hence why the history of the Orcs are here.
Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, we're talking about orcs, you know, the reptilians. You see the orcs in many movies. They talk about orcs,
Yeah.
right? In that movie Bright, in Lord of the Rings, is it?
Be right.
Yeah, they're mentioning quite a
So
few
many movies that
places.
talk about these
Yeah,
orcs,
orcs. Yeah.
right? So we are hypothesizing that orcs are the name of the beings that live in the Mars realm, in the realm outside us. They are orc. They look orcish, right? It's also interesting that the Maoris that live in New Zealand paint their faces. You know, they do
Tattoo.
tattoos.
Mhm.
Now, if you took a Maori with a tattooed face and you put it next to an orc, like what we're told orcs look like, you will see the resemblance. So we're saying we wonder if that tradition is passed on because the Maoris are carrying on a culture of trying to look like the ancestors of New Zealand, of this island.
There is synchronicity here as well, so we'll give you a little bit.
So it's interesting that Auckland, Auckland,
Yeah,
Is a
yeah.
city.
Very interesting.
Right on the outside
That
skirt.
whole
the
right,
that whole
southern
area,
edge.
yeah, very interesting. Yeah.
there you go. So etymology is telling us history. We're unraveling history through etymology. Australia,
Gold. Or the sun. S is the sine wave. Trailer. So it's telling you this land trailed in with the sun. Sun, sine wave. So this Australia land with the aborigines in it, which ab means not.
not of,
So they are not
of
originals.
the original.
Not the original.
So this land, we're hypothesizing as well, synchronized with New Zealand, Auckland, this trailed in the last time as well.
So we're saying during the last event, possibly during the flood, Australia and New Zealand were islands in the Mars lands, and they drifted into this realm. That's why they're aboriginal. That's why they're the New Zealand, the new tree land, the new land of this realm.
Called Australia. The sun sine wave trailer.
I would think that Africa, right? Africa as well. Similar thing with Africa. Break down Africa.
I'll do it phonetically.
A free car. It's free. It's a free car. It's not attached to anything. It drifted in as a free car. So we hypothesize again that maybe that's why it's called Africa, coming from the word it's a free car. It's not attached.
Carriage.
So also Africa at some point also drifted from the outer lands at some point.
So G is God, Ra is the sun, V itself represents phi or feminine. We'll find out the word as we go because I've never done this
Feminine.
one. So gravity.
Yeah, it's not usually the word that you pick it nowadays, but oh yeah, carry on.
So literally, it is a subconscious tie. Yeah. We're all aware of I now because we've had it quite a few times. It's a subconscious tie for the God, the sun, and the feminine. Wow.
Wow. So it means something different now.
This is the masculine, Ra the sun, yeah, Egyptian. V is the feminine, the moon. G is the center hole, God's program, God G, yeah? The Trinity, subconsciously tied, you believe, in gravity.
So basically, they've tried to put as much of God coding in the word gravity. So when you see it subconsciously, what you're seeing is God.
Wrong, tied.
You're seeing God. That's the spell you're seeing. So you've got the masculine God, you've got the feminine God, you've got the masculine whole God, the G God, tied together. They put all the gods in that word gravity. That's why it's such a strong word. When people hear it, they go, but gravity. They might as well be saying, but God. It's God. How can you say God doesn't exist? That is the programming, subconscious.
So if we took off that, that's
It's
the
also
actual
gravity, gentlemen. It's also gravity.
Gravy.
And they have us, it's also
Oh.
gravity. It's gravity.
Gravy
And
tie,
they
it's
have
a
us
gravy
living
tie.
in a
Put it on your
system where
dinner.
we have to die. We are subconsciously, we kill ourselves.
Exactly
from
what
the
they're
moment.
doing.
I think the average man at NASA probably doesn't know, but the guy who's
If anybody's going to work,
putting out these bulletins and telling the people working at NASA what to say, they know. The master occultists, the occult. That's a good word. Occult.
so the O, cult. And we're going to go with the hidden as well, okay? This is the word.
A long time ago, the word occultist got misconfused with a word called oculist. And oculist is
Yes.
another that's a big group as well. It's a big thing
Sight.
as well.
Oculist is eye, right?
Yes, sir. It got
Yeah.
to do with Oculus, just like
There
a
you
cult
go.
do.
Yeah. It's almost having that vision, So the word occult is a culture as a group of beings as such. And the O represents the womb, the hole, the mother's void, yeah?
Occult means truth, right?
It's hidden. It's,
yeah.
it's a hidden. So,
Hidden,
so it's hidden. So a hidden is the den, yeah? Which is the ether den. And the O is the ether as such. It's
The whole.
It's the void, yeah? And the cult is the culture. So it's literally the people that live there are hidden in the den, like the culture of the void. The people of the void.
So going back to what we're saying about this cosmic wheel, about beings that visit from time to time, right? What we call occult religion or knowledge or whatever you want to call it, that is gnosis or knowledge from the Garden of Eden. It's the occult or the e-cult, if you like. The hidden culture. It's the true culture, the original culture. O can be original as well. It's the original culture. It's the real truth. That's why it's occult. It's hidden.
Oh, yes, of course.
Right? So we should all be occultists. We should all try and find out what the hell is this occult stuff about? What are they hiding from us? Because occult is the original culture that we all come from. So we need to find out what is this hidden culture.
To really help you guys as well, I wrote on the board so I didn't forget with the red blue shift thing. It's day, night, cold, hot. If you study or look into Victor Schauberger with water, one of Victor Schauberger's fastest, biggest findings with water was the fact that in the daytime, water was slow, sluggish and lethargic, not free flowing. And at nighttime, water is purified, fast flowing, and charged. If we are made of water, there we go.
So cold is the moon, hot is the sun. So when the sun is out, water slows down. The tides are slow, everything's slow. When the moon is out, water speeds up. The tides are quick, the water rushes quicker when the moon's out. The water is active.
The purification is the key here, guys.
So when we're out in the moonlight, the moon is purifying the water within you. During the day, the sun makes the water within you still. Tired.
Hungry.
In a daze. Right? In the morning, you have something called what? Breaking your fast. Because during the night, you are cold, you are fast. Your soul, your energy is fast. Right? You're not slow, you're fast during the night. Consciously. When you wake up, you're breaking your fast so you can be slow. Breakfast.
S.
Break your fast so you can be slow. Or eat your slow. You might as well say eat your slow.
The low sine wave.
S slow. Low sine wave. Slow. So this we didn't really want to talk about the night and day thing, but I suppose it's come up now, and but it's really important. You know, I sun gazed a lot, and I've advocated for sun gazing, and we've just come across this recently that it's all twisted, it's all wrong. We should be moon bathing, not sun gazing, not sun gazing. And this is why a lot of the most intelligent people are nighttime people. I do all my best work at night. All my research, I do it at night. I can't do it during the day. During the day, I'm in a daze. I'm doing weekday stuff. At night, the portal's open. I'm thinking, I'm researching, ideas, right? People come from work, they talk with their partners, they bring up ideas. Everything happens at night. Everything, all the best things happen at night because the moon is the real sun.
Moon star.
Moon star. Not a monster, but a moon star. They've taken the eye out of the moon to make it a monster.
Any questions?
Wow.
Yeah, that's a really big one, and that's something that we've sort of started finding out in the last week or so. But it's it's beautiful, and in fact, I think we've decoded what the moon might be.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to put it out there to let it simmer, and hopefully other people will add to it. But going back to fast, slow, hot, cold, blue shift, red shift. The moon is blue, the sun is hot. You don't want red shift, you want blue shift.
We
right?
know blue is two, yeah? Two luminous. Bioluminescent.
Bioluminescent.
Okay? Martin, crack on.
Yep. But anyway, the moon that we see up in the sky is a projection. It's a hologram. It's a holographic projection of the black sun, Mercury, in Eden at the center.
Home.
So what we say is the moon, that is the underneath side of the central sun in Eden right now, projecting itself onto our dome. And that's what we see as the moon. So the moon and Mercury are one. That's why the Mercury and the moon has Mercury.
Two sexes, Baphomet.
Two sexes, Baphomet. That's what Baphomet is. That's what they're telling you. And that symbolism of Baphomet. You know, the goat, one hand up, one hand down. I'm projecting. As above, so below. So when you're moon bathing, when you're speaking to the moon, you're actually speaking to the black sun, the sun of the realm at the center. That's what you're doing. That's where you're projecting your energy. So the moon is a projection of the black sun or Mercury or Thoth or Hermes, subconscious, that is right at the center of the earth. That is what the moon is. And when we see the phases of the moon, it's because the sun at the center is revolving around the pole. And as it's revolving around the pole, this is what you're seeing as the covering of the hologram in the sky. It's a hologram.
Nodes.
So a moon doesn't exist. The only celestial body in our Taurus field that is a electrical thing or physical or even half etherical thing is the sun. The moon is a projection. The same goes with Venus. Venus is a projection of our sun. Our sun that goes around our Taurus field projects its other side to the dome on the outside, and that's why it looks like it's in water, because you see it as it's a reflection.
It's electromagnetism.
And this is why you always see Venus next to the sun. Wherever the sun is, Venus is close by, because it's the shadow of our sun.
So that's but Venus, isn't Venus the one that goes in phases? It actually has phases.
Just like our moon. Just like our moon, because it's a hologram, just like our moon.
Right form of sleep, then you'll never forget your dreams, and you can just learn all night.
And remember what we said about nighttime being the time we should be awake? We should be awake during the night. The reason being because when you're at night, this is when the dielectricity or the diamagnetism from the moon, right? The holographic projection coming from the back sun, the blue shift, this activates your subconscious. The moon is the dark. It's the subconscious. It's the hidden in the night, right? So this is why during the day, they fill you with programs. They fill you with programs. And in the night, when you're sleeping, when you're astral leaping, you are manifesting the programs they put in you during the day.
Can I ask you something then? I thought that sunlight was good for you.
So did we.
So did we. No. No, I'm not going to say it's not good for you. Okay.
It's a split duality
It's a split duality. I'll put it this way.
It's a choice.
For those who've seen my videos where I've said there are 3 types of souls: positives, neutrals, and negatives. Right? There are positive souls, there are neutral souls, there are negative souls. The negative souls are the bad souls being drawn outwards. They want to go out, away from the center. Right? The neutral souls are up for the taking. They're in between. They're neither hot nor cold. They're neither sun nor moon. They're in between. The negatives are sun. They are the sun worshippers. They want to go outwards. This is why a lot of the religions are based on the sun. Right? It's always the sun. Christianity, Buddhism, all of the religions are based on the sun. Even this modern religion of consciousness, we're all saying we're in the conscious community. We're all telling everyone to go sun gaze. We're still worshiping the sun. It's still sun worship. So if you're a negative, and even if you're a neutral and you're staying in this realm, the sun is good. Sun gaze. Do that, because that is the reality at the moment in this realm. If you're a positive and you want to move on to the next realm, right? You need to be moon bathing. The moon is where you should be. You should be drawn to the blue, to the moon, to the blue moon, not to the red sun. Because the blue moon, like we said, is a holographic projection of the black sun or Mercury at the center. So you need to be speaking to the moon, Mother Moon, and saying to her, I want to return home. Show me the way. Open my subconscious. Guide me.
And be virtuous.
And be virtuous as you're doing it. Because if you're not virtuous, it's pointless. You're wasting your time. We're reading Aleister Crowley today. And he says in his book, what book was it? Well, one of his books anyway. The Moonchild? Yeah. But in one of his books, he was saying the Illuminati or the illuminated or the initiated into the subconscious, the ones that become the elite, are not always the people in secret societies or the people in high positions of power. They are more initiated people who are in ordinary lives like you and me. We are now initiated. We are now the illuminated. Now, we on the chessboard, going back to the checkerboard, we could choose the light path or the dark path with this knowledge. With this knowledge, I guarantee you, me and Josh could become billionaires tomorrow. I guarantee it. We could become ministers. We could get into the matrix and control it. We've become business people with this knowledge. We've taken the dark path, the dark square on the chessboard.
That's going down in consciousness.
We become they.
Eventually.
We might not even be working directly with some of the other theys, but we are now part of the they. And the they is we. So the they does not have a face or a name. It is anyone who's become initiated,
Subconscious.
who's figured out these spells and how to work them. And once you get to a stage where you can now manifest, you know, the right time, the right place, 3 a.m., full moon, lots of melatonin, you're casting spells, you're witching during the witching hour,
Ask and
You're
you shall
creating-
receive.
you're creating your own choice, your own reality, you're doing your own white or black magic, right? You now become a they. We want to be white magicians, which is why we're sharing this, which is why we're open. We're not hiding it. We're not the black square, we're the white square. So we'll share it. We've got nothing to hide. We want to create magic, white magic, good magic. Right? So to create good magic, we need good energy. We need light energy. We need the right virtues, not the left virtues, the right ones. And then we'll
Righteous.
start manifesting good magic,
Mhm.
literally.
You won't be trusted with anything if you aren't good, you know. It's the most important thing in the world. Is to be absolutely kind to everything and everyone, and you will see your world change. And if you're not, do it and watch it change, and then you'll understand how your world works. Because your world works through virtues. It's a virtuous reality, not virtual. Study the word vert. Divert, advert, virtual.
Vert green.
You'll see what it's saying to you. Okay? Yeah, it's a virtuous reality, guys. So let's be good and start spreading this love, and then. it's
And
just
going
going
back full circle, it starts with you. Your virtues start with what you put in your mouth and what comes out of your mouth.
Is this good?
If
for
you're
me?
putting poison in your mouth, nothing pure is going to come out subconsciously. If you're eating dead flesh, don't expect light energy to come out of your spells. It doesn't work because you've got negative energy within you. Everything is energy.
Your thoughts are not your thoughts until this, ready? Is this food good for me? Is it going to serve me any purpose? Do I know what's in this food? Did I make it myself? Is it grown from the ground?
Is it natural?
Is it safe? Is it going to give me progression or regression? If these questions aren't being asked, then these are the first steps. First steps to upgrade. First steps.
And until you do that, I promise you, you will not get any. Yeah, forget about
got
trying to
the-
manifest anything. If you're out looking to expose lies, you are going to find lies.
Create more lies.
You're going to create more lies. You're going to find lies because that's what you're looking for. Energy goes where attention flows. When I began this journey, I was not interested in exposing the lies. I don't care about the lies. I want the truth. I'm here to find truth, not expose lies. Right? So I went out looking for the truth. Ourselves, right? Without fear. So a lot of people say, oh yeah, well, I'm looking for the truth. Then you say, well, have you read Aleister Crowley? Oh, that's satanic stuff. I don't read Satanism. Fear. It's been put there to block you from looking at it. It's another 9/11.
Are you controlled?
They put evil things behind occult knowledge, original knowledge, to scare people away from it. They put the Baphomet and tell you it's Satanism to scare you away from it. It's not satanic. It's a beautiful thing once you understand what it represents.
And even the lower chakra beings, they wouldn't even know what a Baphomet was, so they wouldn't even have
It's
a
not
chance.
evil. It's not the devil.
They wouldn't even get into their conscious thought processes. It's not. The game is just perfect.
It's there to scare people, the uninitiated. And the occultists tell you. Aleister Crowley in his book, he wrote it. we put these things, we hide them in plain sight, but we put fear in people to scare them so they don't look. And by that, they are ignorant and they are blissful. Ignorant is bliss. They go around saying, oh, it's Satanism, that occult stuff. You've missed out on original culture because you've been driven away. You've not gone past the first firewall, the first buffer. So myself, I'm not afraid to read the Satanic Bible. I read the Satanic Bible the same way I read the Christian Bible, the same way I read the Quran, the same way I read the Avestas, because I'm looking for the truth in what those books are saying, not the lies. The lies reveal themselves, and I say, I'm not going to go with that. They're telling us to sacrifice babies. That is obviously a lie. What is the truth behind that? What are they saying? What is the underlying truth? What is the hidden message? What is the spelling? What are they trying to spell out for us? And masking it with fear, right? If you want to become someone in control of your reality, if you want to leave the matrix, you must protect your energy life force. Your orgasm is the highest form of energy that exists. It's creation, right? So when we ejaculate, when we have an orgasm and it's wasted on pornography or on meaningless sex, you are literally getting rid of your magic. That magic could be used to make literal magic. Like, I want an apple in my hand. If you have enough energy within you, you can manifest that.
The gnosis.
But if your life force is out of you, you cannot do that. That orgasmic energy is life force. It's your ions in your body. You must learn to harness it, build it up in your body. And as the astral light comes from the north, 2020, as we raise in consciousness, as Mother Earth begins to wake us up, those who have that life force within them, I promise you, you'll begin to unlock real superhuman powers. We will. We will. And I mean like Marvel type of real superhuman powers. But you can't do that if your energy life force is being wasted on ejaculation. It must be, or you're unvirtuous.
And see, this comes into play with the virtues because there's thought processes have gone today. Temperance, humility. So abstinence is one of them. If you're not abstaining and you're not aware and you're gluttonous within anything you're doing, then your left brain's taken over and you're no longer with the right. So as long as you have full awareness of what you're doing, there's no gluttony, there's no greed. You're not, what's the word? You're not attached to that repetition of masturbation. You're being drawn to the left brain if you are. You kind of see what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to not get too difficult here. But yeah, it's a left brain action, and you wouldn't want to be doing it if you were etherical and searching for like the truth and magic, etc., etc., etc. So just be careful that it doesn't pull you back into the other world. If
that is your journey.
If you want to try to be the other side, you must try to resist temptation.
And the flip side of that is there is no right or wrong. So if you want to do that, you do that, but you need to know the consequences of what you're doing. You're wasting your energy life force, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's your experience. If you want to experience that, do it and enjoy it. Do as thy will. Know thyself. We're all here to experience, learn, grow, move on. Those of us moving on, if you want to move on, we need to start. I'm not saying it's easy. We need to start harnessing and protecting our energy. Physically, mentally, emotionally, protect your energy. Learn to build it up within you. Learn to channel it into the right things. And good things are going to come.
Positivity
creates possibility.